the business news of this world.
Yeah.
Told through the eyes of people that are in business, but kind of sassy about business. Is that a good way to put this?
I think they were sassy about business.
All right, some sassiness coming up next on Live to Tell.
I don't think so.
We're back.
Yeah.
Every time I say we're back, I think of Sean Fitzgerald. Sean, there's a shout out for you.
Yeah. Whenever I say great too much, that's what I think of.
Our old friend.
Great. He's in Chicago this week too.
He is in Chicago. Not that any of you care, because I don't know that these was he ever on this version? No. R.I.P.
I know. Pour one out.
What are we talking about this week?
All right. So first up, fantastic. Basically.
First up, it sounds like we're on NPR. First up,
ew, we need to be more interesting than that.
You said ew.
We need to be more interesting.
First up, fantastic.
All right. I can only see a little bit of this article because apparently I am an avid Adweek reader and I maxed out on my articles. But basically, Mountain Dew messed up and they turned a mistake into something great.
How Mountain Dew turned a geography error into a source of love for the brand.
Oh, I guess they mislabeled the UP in Michigan. One of these days, I'm going to get so much better at prepping for this ahead of time.
So here's a piece of advice for all of you out there.
For me.
If you're going to write a headline, at least tell us what the story is so we don't have to read it. I mean, that's part of what we're trying to do here. We're trying to say, hey, here's a headline, and then we're supposed to
just going to talk about
it. But what's getting even better, this is like Cassie reading the news in real time and then us talking about it.
This is the whole podcast of me learning things.
Which I don't think that's a bad thing. I think it'd be fun just to go off the cuff and find things that we find interesting. Like we're just sitting here talking to you.
Okay. So I guess they labeled it as a part of Wisconsin, which common mistake.
The Upper Peninsula?
Yeah. And then apparently.
That's not a common mistake.
I mean, I was trying to throw him a bone. I don't know. They tweeted and literally clapped back of I am not Wisconsin. And then I guess they responded, well, I mean, you have to in this day and age if you have a.
How does this even happen though? Right?
True.
You're talking about a big ass company. Mountain Dew is a big ass company.
It's a big company, yeah.
PepsiCo?
Pepsi.
Yeah. So at some point, don't you have checks and balances to make sure that the dumb social media person
knows where Michigan is?
Yeah, right.
Yeah. I mean,
I bet you. I wonder how many people in our office, if we handed them a map of the United States, could actually write down, let's just call it 80% of the states.
80%, I think that there would be a fair amount.
I don't know that it matters anymore.
No, it doesn't. Because you don't have to know where everything is.
Yeah. You don't.
I know. Emily and I were on a road trip a couple weeks ago, and I'm like, can you imagine if we had a paper map and that was all that we had to get us from point A to point B? We'd still be in West Virginia somewhere.
You would still be in Wisconsin in the Upper Peninsula. All right, celebrity.
So, Italy severed ties officially with Mario Batali.
Because dude was a little touchy.
little touchy. So, yeah, I mean, it's smart, but I feel like a lot of people didn't even know that Batali was tied to it.
I knew that he was, but is that official? Because I'm sure he owns shares or equity.
It says that he's no longer an owner.
He's no longer an owner. That's okay, so they bought him out.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Look, in today's day and time and age and whatever,
can't be creepy.
You can't be creepy.
People are gonna find out about it.
You cannot be creepy. It's interesting. So as a side note, we were talking about this in our leadership meeting this morning. State of Illinois is now mandating sexual harassment training. As a company starting next year, mandated for all Illinois companies, you have to participate in this. I think it's smart. I think, first of all, if you're a dum-dum and don't know what is right or wrong when it comes to sexual harassment, shame on you. Or shame on your parents. So someone should have told you what was right and wrong.
Yeah,
but
that's fair.
Kudos to the state of Illinois for saying, let's not allow creepiness to exist. Yeah, as I say that, I thought about back to the time I was sexually harassed. It's happened.
I forgot about that.
Yeah. It's a good story. We'll save that for a later day.
Oh, God.
Next,
Cash
money.
money. This is a topic that Emily and I feel very passionate about. Spiked seltzer. Emily and I are huge fans.
Shouldn't this be friend or foe?
It could be.
Is it friend or foe?
I think it's a friend. Spiked seltzer.
Interesting. I would have thought that you would have been against it.
Why?
I don't know, because like weird things that like cultures of millennials are into, you seem to be the opposite.
Yeah. No, my basic prevails in this case.
All right. Seltzer water.
Seltzer water.
It happens to have alcohol in it.
Yeah, I mean, it's not. The one thing that I've learned recently, though, is that like you assume this has nothing to do with anything, but here I am. Like, it's not vodka. It's like malt liquor that's in all of these. And I was like, oh. And then it made me like it a little bit less, but I'm still going to keep drinking
It is malt liquor?
At least in White Claw.
So.
Yeah. But basically, White Claw has 50% of the market share. It's like it's the Kleenex of spiked seltzer, essentially. It's the brand
White Claw?
name. Yeah.
Yeah, which is smart.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. So we had a client in Miami that had they were going to open up a frozen yogurt shop. Mm-hmm. And that they couldn't get the license for frozen yogurt cultures, but they could get the license for beer and wine, which seemed odd. So they could do frozen drinks, but not serve frozen yogurt.
That is interesting.
So they ended up making all their drinks for a long time with wine. So they sold mixed drinks. Like you could get mixed drinks on the rooftop bar, but they never disclosed. They didn't disclose what kind of alcohol they had. So it was always wine-based. And it's interesting, like I think back at that moment, so he was actually ahead of the curve because this is ultimately what, like we're finding different ways to serve alcohol. We have another client that is exploring how to make wine-based alcohols that we saw last week.
Yeah.
Wine-based alcohols that taste like other alcohols, but it's wine-based. And I don't know if this is just to get around some of the regulations, but interesting nonetheless. So what's the White Claw story?
Basically, they have 50% of the market share, and sales just keep, like, it was 14 million in cases in 2017, and now it's projected to jump to 71 million cases. So
you know what this is?
A claw.
It's a
white claw. Yeah. It's claw law.
Did you just say claw law?
No laws when you're drinking claws.
Oh, God.
I know.
I tasted one. It wasn't bad.
I mean, it's genius. It's basically
I'm not even
like,
against it.
what do girls order at bars? Oh, vodka sodas. Let's can it and sell it to the masses.
Bing!
That's it.
Yeah.
All right. Forward thinking.
I
feel like this is a foe. Everything can be labeled as a friend or a
Everything
foe.
can be a foe.
So Harvard researchers apparently have a lot of time on their hands, and they designed a pair of shorts with like a robotic exoskeleton. Shorts don't have exoskeletons, A.
What is this?
But it's basically like a thing that goes from the waistband to your lower back down to the legs. And it's supposed to help with like extension so that you can like run more easy. If this was something that could help people that have difficulty walking move, then like, cool, I'm on board. Just wear shorts. Like, I don't know like why you need smart pants, but like, oh, it could like literally be a smarty pants. I like dad jokes more than you do.
This is happening in real time. I haven't said one word, and we got a laugh out of her. She's like, could be smarty pants.
It's proof that I don't need to have a conversation with anyone. I can just keep rolling.
Keep going. Keep it rolling. What she said.
I mean, yeah. Whatever. Dumb. If it helps you and you're injured in some way and you like run.
I was going to say that's what she said. Is that's what she said? Was that meant to be an offensive statement? Is that like... What's the origin of that?
It's The Office. It's like a sexual innuendo. That's what she said.
Sexual innuendo?
Yeah.
How's that sexual?
Like if Emily were to say something that's like, I mean, this is like live podcast. Or she said something that was like really big or something, you'd be like, that's what she said. It's like a sexual thing.
I love that you gave the disclaimer that this is a podcast and then still managed to say something that was mildly inappropriate. I get it.
When are we having our sexual harassment training?
Can it just be that that's what they said?
That's what they said. It was like a Michael Scott thing, right? Or am I making that up? Yeah, okay.
I've never seen The Office. Put that on the
blows my
list of
mind that
shows.
you've never seen
I know. Office, Lord of the Rings, Flies, whatever the show was on Showtime. I keep on forgetting what it's called.
Entourage?
Nope. That one I watched. What's the one that just ended with like the black screen?
I'm like gonna...
Game of Thrones. Yeah, I've never seen that one.
I was about to like spoil another show.
You can't
was
spoil
super
it because
old.
I haven't seen it.
Oh, Sopranos.
Yeah, it was like Sopranos.
Seinfeld,
like the most
I've seen-
famous.
I've seen some Seinfeld, but like when people are like, you know that episode when did it? I'm like, no.
At some point, that's going to stop being a cultural phenomenon.
I don't
But I
know.
feel like our generation was like raised on it.
I don't know. I saw a news story this morning that there's a company trying to buy the reruns right now for $500 million.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still relevant, but you know,
Well, yeah,
I got other things to do.
that's fair.
Friend or foe?
And watch Seinfeld. All right, friend or foe. So we're talking about, well, I guess we think
The
it's a
Office.
friend, not The Office.
The
Open
Office.
offices.
Oh.
I think that I have a lot of thoughts on this, but
go
basically
up to the
there's a
top.
new
This is a story on
CNBC.
The often hated open floor plan gets a
a
new
new
savior.
savior.
The office plan. Get out of here. Oh, all right.
I know.
So, one, I think an open office, what people don't like about it is sometimes the transparency that it creates.
Yeah.
So, sorry, I'm in the camp of let's create a transparent environment. We talked about media pitching in the open recently.
Oh, did we?
Anyway,
Yeah.
I don't know. No, it's a smart move. Takes up less real estate or square footage. Builds collaboration. The thing that needs to be discussed on top of this is hiring the right people.
Yeah.
If
I
you
want to
hire
know.
the right people, then the pod shit doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Right?
I think so. I want to know what the study says. They're saying that it leads to like increased stress, more conflict, higher blood pressure, and turnover rates. Sure, if you don't have the right people, like that's going to happen regardless of whether or not you're in an office or whether you're sitting out in the open.
People don't want to work.
Facts.
You don't want to work. This is why retirement is celebrated. The majority of human beings do not like working.
Right.
Right. That's why we talk about the celebration of the day that we retire. Therefore, let's start off with the fact that nobody really wants to work. If
It's
magically,
smaller.
here you go, Cassie, here's a pile of money. You do whatever makes you happy. You want to go surf? You want to go fish? Whatever makes you happy, you go do it.
Right.
You're going to say, cool, let me go do that. Like the majority of human beings don't enjoy it. The workaholics do. But so one, set up a culture that is built around people that want to be in a career so that they at least enjoy what they do.
Right.
So that now that stress category is already eliminated. So it's up to you in the hiring process to make sure you're hiring the right people. Second, when you get them into the culture, create a culture that has alternative solutions for them. Like we have pitch rooms in here. That was part of our build out.
Yeah.
Like give them escape places and let them be mobile when they've earned the right to show that this is a career spot. So the open office, that means I can go in our building, I can go sit on the 11th floor. I can go downstairs. I can go to a coffee shop. I can work from home. Like that's what's going to change. And that's a reality. Like open office, it shouldn't just be the real estate. Open office is open office culture.
Yeah.
That wasn't even heating up. I want to write about that.
That is a good one to write about.
I'm going to write that down.
I think it's fair. I think that it'll be interesting from generation to generation. Like if you were to take someone that had been in the workforce for 40 years and now this open office is a thing and you tell them your office is gone, they're going to get pissed because it's like and that's like the old school mentality of I earned this door and whatever.
I earned this door.
Our generation, it's going to be like, it doesn't matter. It's I earned the work from home time or I earned that I can go work from wherever the hell I want because I proved that I can do it. It's a different sense of seniority. It'll phase itself out but like I feel like for the OGers that have been in the workforce for a while, that always happens. Things always shift. But
yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I think it's just bullshit news.
It's news for the sake of news.
And open office has been around for a long time.
Yeah.
I think open office with flexibility ends up giving you a good starting point foundation. But again, hire right from the beginning.
Yeah.
Understand, be transparent with what the job is,
Yeah.
and then the rest of this garbage won't affect you.
Agreed.
All right, what did I write about this week?
This week, you wrote about how to make conversations smarter because you're someone that's participating in them.
Oh, I like that one.
I know. I've only skimmed so far, but it's good.
Yeah, so I believe that all of us in any meeting that you're in should try to make that conversation better. So I was thinking about like even our leadership meetings, whether the account manager meeting, which we have, or our leadership. So we have all these set structure meetings that it's whether we're talking about internal or external things, there's structure around it. I sometimes look at those rooms, like, and part of this came back to a specific meeting that I recall very candidly, where it was, hey, we're battling some turnover challenges within our organization. Let's identify the why. In my opinion, the why is we didn't communicate properly at the front of this, which is what we just talked about, of what the job is. We didn't onboard people properly. We didn't celebrate around our superstars. Therefore, we have a challenge that we're not bringing people in, and we're not the right way, and we're not educating them the right way, and we're not supporting them the right way. That's on us. So I said this, and I looked at the room. I said, "What do you guys think?" I was like, that's it, guys. Like, every time you're given the shot to have a voice in a meeting, have a voice. Like, stand up and share your opinion. There was some statement at some point, probably created by someone that asked a dumb question, but there are no dumb questions.
Yeah.
I think the same is true for just pure statements. Like, this is my opinion. This is how I feel. And what's interesting in today's political climate, we've been very open about the way that we feel. So, like, we're already conditioned to have our discussions, whether you voted for this side or this side, your opinion on insert problem that appears.
Right.
We've been conditioned as people to have voices that when you get into the workplace, if you're not contributing to a conversation in a smart way, then why are you sitting in that room? Why are you wasting time? So one, it's about opportunity, that when you have it, own it, like really step in and show what you got. I watch for body language. I watch for behaviors. There is a guy in our office, Matt, who every single day, there's nobody here other than me and him in the morning. Secured or interview gets sent out in the morning. He goes. I can just watch him in my brain going up and ringing the bell to celebrate. Yeah, dude gets in every morning and contributes to his conversation by making sure he's the first one to send out an important placement back to the client or not. Yeah. Like, that is making the conversation smarter without even being invited into the conversation. So think about that. Next time you're sitting in a meeting, are you making it better for you being in that room? Are you adding value? Are you trying to be productive? Are you coming with a solution instead of a problem? Then you'll win at communications. I would drop the mic, but this mic is attached, and I get made fun of every time I put my head behind it because that's how I talk. But still, I enjoyed that rant.
Yeah.
That frant.
Frantic.
Bring it back.
They're back.
Old school. Hey, thanks for listening to Sassy Cassie. I don't.
That's what people have referred to me.
I don't know. I don't know what term to go alongside Nick.
There's not one that rhymes. It's good.
I mean, Nick the Dick. Thanks for listening to Sassy Cassie and Nick the Dick. This is Live to Tell.
Bye.
See ya.